Guest camera rolling. Sorry. Okay. Host camera rolling. Mic's picking up in 3, 2.
Hello and welcome to Ethical Stars Podcast. I'm the host, Carlos C.K. Kambayo. I'm joined here by Mr. Ronnie Canavero, better known as the Magnet, a man who needs no introduction in the annals of Namibian football. He's the incumbent coach of Ethical Stars that recently crowned Namibian champions. Ronnie, welcome to the program, and once again, congratulations for steering the team to victory.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes. Ronnie, you came into Ethical Stars at the last cycle. Was there any mandate when you were appointed as the new coach of Ethical Stars? Was there any mandate that you had to achieve?
Yeah. I mean, when I came in, the team was, I think, second or third. But the point was, emergence were one or two or something like that. I think Turameji, Nampo, Ethical Stars. But the mandate was very clear. Coach, we making changes, and we're looking at you and tell the mandate. We want to win the league, we want to play good football, and then I said, you have the quality, winning the league shouldn't be a problem.
So you were comfortable with the challenge?
I was very much comfortable. If I wasn't, then I don't think I would have taken up the job.
So what were the challenges you faced at the beginning? I mean, look, you played professional football in South Africa for Sundowns, one of the best clubs in Africa. We're coached by some of the top coaches in the world, and you came from a different setup, and then with the UNAM, then to Ethical Stars. So what were the challenges that you faced as a new coach coming into a new environment?
Look, when you come at such a short period toward the end of the league, the challenges are normally great to know because you inherit players from the previous coaches. The game model, do you change? Do you not change? So basically, those were, it was just from the playing side of it, not from the club itself. But the challenges was basically the direction that I need to take with the players at my disposal.
Were the players able to buy into your football philosophy and coming in? Obviously, you have a different philosophy from the previous coach, the way you want them to play.
Most of the players I've worked with, worked with Amigo, Africa, the national team. I worked with Mitapi, national team. I worked with Charles, Stiga, Desiro. Worked with Edmund, UNAM. So most of the players I was familiar with, and they also know what type of coach I am, what type of football I like to play, etc. So it was not entirely a new environment in terms of the playing personnel.
Okay, the league title was up for grabs until probably the second last match. I mean, you wrap it up with one match to go. It was actually impossible for the other team to score 15 goals and for you to lose against a relegation threatening team. But still, I think it was a tough task considering that all eyes were on you as a person and your personality. You come with a big name and you were up against a lot of challenges, and obviously also this thing of teams having to go and play 2 matches within a space of 24 hours. How did these things affect your preparations, your planning for the match?
Yeah, look, yeah, that's one thing that actually that needs to be discussed. You know, the 2 games over a weekend. You know, the day. I mean, in consecutive days. It's not healthy for players. That's one. Number 2, it also disturbs it interferes with the social lifestyle of the players, because they're human beings. You know, can't be just weekend after the other. It's just football, and during the week is training. You know, when do the players actually have life for themselves and their families? You know, and those could also be some of the contributing factors towards why players decide to go off the rail, you know, and end up doing things, you know, that they are not supposed to, you know, in terms of indiscipline, etc., etc. So those are some of the things that we need to look into as well, you know. And but looking at the race itself, you know, yes, there were difficult games. The toughest was obviously the Chula and Mighty Gunners game. And but I went into this game, you know, with a very positive mind. I knew that if we play in a certain way, we would come out with a result against Chula. The Mighty Gunners game, we basically were looking at getting a point out of it, you know, because they had a day of rest, and we had to play
And
travel. You know, our game also started late. Instead of 2 o'clock, our game started at 6 o'clock, and past 6 actually, because it started raining. So we finished a little bit late, and we had to do our recovery in terms of the ice bath and eat and immediately travel. You know, we arrived in Chuarongo, you know, past midnight, you know, and you know, when you arrive past midnight, you know, you have players that will struggle with sleep, and you'll have players that will end up sleeping, you know, around 3 or 4, and you know, and when it comes to waking up, you know, it's anything can happen. You know, you can't tell a player to sleep for 6-7 hours, and yes, others will, some will not. That can also affect your plans in terms of the dynamics of the game as well. You know, but we didn't lose the game. We didn't lose the game because we were tired, etc. But I always look into what happened, how did it score, and it was just wrong decision making. We played the ball in the wrong area instead of going on the side into a 1 against 1, you know, and stretched them a little bit, and we played the short pass and intercepted, and they play on a counter, you know, long ball counter attack, because they have some fast players, and then that's was it. But we had very good moment towards the end with Awilo and Chucha, you know, where the goalkeeper made a good double save, you know, in the space of a split second. But I think we should have actually buried that ball, you know. But after that, it was just all systems go. It was also easier for the players to understand what I want, you know. Yes, we had a few difficulties in terms of especially our midfield, which is not well balanced, and we have to find ways to bring in players from the initial positions and see based on the quality they have how they can fit into the midfield roles so that we can play through the faces and try and see with their individual qualities they can give us that dynamic midfield. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people talk about big squads. Now you have a big squad. Why do we complain about playing Saturdays and Sunday? You're going to rotate players. Now, me personally, I'm not a great believer of rotation. Even if I watch international football, you have 11 players, your best 11 players, unless you're playing probably in a cup game where you can make a little bit of changes here. Do you believe in rotating players?
No, I don't believe in.
How does it affect anyway?
Look, if you have a quality, then the margins and the quality between the two players are very small. It's the characteristics are more or less the same. Yes, you can. I mean, if you take a Charles out, you must have another guy who's very close to what Charles is giving you with Tapi, etc. In the goalkeeping department, yes, we quite saw that with DCO and Lukaku, so the margins are very, very small. There are certain elements, that I can see. Most people cannot see it, but I don't talk about it, but I can see talking about the two goalkeepers, they both good goalkeepers, different qualities, and as I said, there's small elements, but we can survive with those elements. It's not major issues. In the other positions, yes, you have your youngsters that are very dynamic, quick. They give you a different element and their dimension compared to your Juja and your Wetus, but the qualities are still not the same. At certain moments you can see that your big players are not really giving you what you want, but you don't want to temper with a squad or with a team at that particular moment, and then you wait until you get something that you want, and then you can say, okay, now I can bring in the other ones to complement where the other guys left off.
Now, every stars played 3 times against Chula. First game, anything in draw. And then they lost in the other game, which was actually a very disappointing result, which culminated in the coach also being shown the door, exit door. And then you went up to the north. Obviously, I don't think they were actually contenders, title contenders, but there were a lot of hype around them and the crowd and everything. And you beat them at their own turf. Was that, somebody said that was the defining point where you could see, guys, we can fashion a result here. We can actually win the title. What was your message to them?
Yeah, I watched their first match, Chula's Stars, Kakengo. I had actually to see it on YouTube. It was a game of interest for me, in terms of what is in this Chula team, what is going on, etc. I also use some of the footage, in my, because I was doing my cafe analysis as well, so I used some of the moments in my assignment, where I had to cut certain clips and created a training session out of it. And I watched Chula games against Stars, and it's a game that Stars was supposed to win. That's one. Number 2, I looked at how Stars was supposed to win in terms of the chances they created and didn't take. and I look at how Chula scored, you know, there was just a miscommunication between the two central defenders and the goalkeeper, and they capitalized on that, you know. The Hake King one, Stars was under strength, obviously, because some of their players were out with the national team. So Chula capitalized on that, and but when we went to the north, you know, I said, okay, this weekend we're playing Chula, we're playing Mighty Gunners. It's going to be a lot of long balls, it's going to be a lot of running. It's a game of war, so you need soldiers. So what I did, I just played with a double six, Stiga and Pesha. Pesha with a bit of aggression, Stiga controlling the situation, you know, and I thought Pesha, okay, you go for Shidol. Wherever it goes, Pesha, you go with it. It goes deep, you go with it. It comes, it attacks, you go with it. So we neutralize them in that aspect, you know, and Stiga played with, it went on to, on Levy, and but I know Levy is not physically a very strong player, you know.
But skillful.
Yes, yeah. So he's skillful, but you know, I said it will not work in this game. So you just neutralize it. Let Pesha do all the dirty work next to you, you know. And yes, it was 1-0, but I think we could have awarded very good chances to increase the game. Yes, Chula towards the end, you know, they started throwing everything, they started overloading certain areas. And, it's normal when you are losing, you know, you increase your intensity, and they try to take control of the game towards the end. But as I said, it was a game of where we need to fight for 90 minutes plus, and that's what we did. You know, we took our chance from a set piece, and yeah, you know.
To be brutally honest, I know all coaches have your calendar. But you know, this 8 away game against Chula. Look at the record. Sad. 1 point, 3 points. Did you go there full out? You first had 3 points or 1 point?
We went to.
Were you confident?
We went to Chula with 3 points in our mind. You know, there's a friend of ours, you know, who came to the hotel, and he was like, "Coach, you have to win this game." I said, "No, we're going to be Chula. You know, we're going to be Chula. You know." So after the game, he came and said, "Thank you very much." Yeah. So yeah, the whole idea was 3 points.
So you targeted 3 points.
Yes. And it started raining, which was also good, because now we could play our normal. We could try to play through the faces, because the surface is wet, so the ball, instead of bouncing around, it would just skid, you know, and that was also the plus point.
Now the feedback from the players in terms of playing, behavior, or the players comfortable in buying into your football philosophy, their level of professionalism, what you want to do. I'm sure that you come from a very high level, and the players have to buy into your philosophy. So how was it?
No, you simplify it. You know, with the day after training, where I brought my monitor, brought my laptop, and you know, we connected it, and then I showed them the game model, how I want things to be done, diagrams, etc. You know, and explain the moments of the games. You know, the 5 moments of the game, the attack, defense, and the 2 transitions, and the main principles and the sub principles in all aspects of those moments. You know, and what I expect. You know, and when you give that to the player, then it's easier, because when you talk to the player, you only address what you have shown them and what you are doing in training. I'm not the guy that comes to a team talk and then I start asking for things that I didn't do during the week. I only ask for what we have been doing. If you lose the ball and you don't try to win it back, which is a counter press, you know, to allow the opponent to play that's all you can do as a coach. You cannot ask for what you haven't teach, because no, in the past, you know, you have coaches that ask from players what they didn't coach during the week, you know, because you train the way you play, and you play the way you train. That's my understanding. You know, I can't go into a game and say today we are playing 3-5-2, but during the week we're training from the 4-3-3 formation. Every dynamic was from the 4-3-3 formation. Every little thing that we were doing in training is more numbers is from the 4-3-3 formation or any other formation. So, but you know, when we go into the game, we go into with what we have been doing during the week. You know, yeah, that's so. From that mindset of or way of doing things, it's easier for players to take in information. You know, so and the first game was always going to be easy. You know, difficult because everybody and the coaches knew is bringing in new tactical aspects into our game. And for me as a coach, we want to see whether what you did during the week will be applied onto the pitch. You know, and the first game we could have lost to Sydney Steelers because of the information the coach has. He knows that I like to play from the back, through the faces, you know. So he dropped his pressing line to the middle third and tried to win the ball back. Tried to win the ball there and go on a break. It's normal. I understood, but all you ask from your players is to be a little bit responsible and make sure that they don't
give the ball away
easily, because you are open and yeah, but we survived. So we survived. We took the point. I said okay, but I also look back in my previous jobs. You know, when I came back from Bloemfontein, I took over the Africa job. It was the same. My first game, after 2 weeks into training, you know, first match we lost 2-0. But I was also looking at certain dynamics with the other players understanding what I want. You know, you could see that there was a bit of disappointment, but you know, I just said, look, it's the first game. After this one, things will be better. And it was better because we were 7th on the log, we were chasing stars, and towards the end, I think Niger was 10 points, but towards the end it was 4 or 5 points, you know, because it was also very difficult to catch up with stars because they were a very good team and they were taking their points. So yeah, from 7th we took the second position. So from that, and yeah, and with you now we always started slow because we bring in role players, you know, from Norway academy, 2nd division, 1st division, you know, it's if you are not coaching, you will not develop, you will not get anything out of this player. So based on that, I knew that the first game will be easy. You know, the second game against Tigers, you know, because I told the chairman that in the meeting that look, we have no business to lose against Civics and Tigers, you know, and the second game was much easier because Bakeno just took over Tigers and up to 2 days before he took over 3 days before he took over the Tigers job. Yeah, actually 2 days because he left on the Thursday and Friday was with Tigers and playing on Sunday. So he had the information and how we have been working during these 2 weeks, or the 10 days that he was with me, etc. But I know he wants to play football. but I also knew that it was going to be very, very difficult for them to do that in a very short space of time. So they were just reacting to what we are going to present on the day, which was easier. In the second half, he made one mistake. He tried to use a system that I introduced. A system that he would always come to me and say, "Coach, I want to play the 4-4-2 diamond with the dynamics, etc., etc." And I said, anyway, and so he came with that approach. But the one mistake he made is that he didn't put a diamond. He put a square method. So the two attacking and two number 10s and 2 6s. So what I did, I said I don't have to change or equal the numbers in midfield. I'll go with a 3-man midfield. I'll just go with the 6-6 and I'll put my 10 in between his two defensive midfielders. So now they have to decide who is taking that number 10. So either way, there's always going to be an imbalance in their setup when we have the ball, and defensively, I just put my 10 again between the 2 6s and just shift my players around when we were defending. So, and they struggled. There was a lot of energy, but I as long as you are not troubling us, for me, I always say that's okay. We can go for it.
Now, Ronnie, you are the only qualified coach with a license in Namibia. And obviously, that is also somehow is the pressure on African Stars to bring in foreign coaches. Now, the next step is obviously show that the African Stars, there's always been that target. They will compete again in the CAF Champions League, where they were narrowly beaten. Are there any areas that you have identified where probably weaknesses, where you need some improvement, where you want to bring in new blood?
Yeah, obviously we need aggressive midfielders, attack and defense. When I talk about aggressive, I'm talking about defenders, midfielders with high energy, and also with a physical strength that can withstand the physical side of the opponents. At the moment we have Bakonja, we have Dion, now we're trying out Kwesi in there, but if you go to the Champions League, they are going to eat us up. That's basically it's deep waters, so we're going to face sharks, in that platform. So we need sharks as well. We need players that can, when things are going against us in terms of not being able to play, then that we have players that can go into a physical battle until we start sorting ourselves out and be able to play. So the midfield for me is the critical area. The number 9 position, which is a striker, it's a critical area. Okay, now we play with Awilo there, but he's not there.
It's not a natural.
It's not a natural number 9. So we need to play the ball into that area, and that there's someone that will hold the ball for 2-3 seconds and bring the other players into play. Or the number 9 that is willing to aggressively, make runs behind the defense line when they try to pin us down in our own half or from the high press, because we try to play from the back. So when the line is high and you can't play through the faces, then we need players that are willing to make those runs behind the defense line. So yeah, we need to find a balance. We have players that are good in terms of making use of that space that can make use of that space when the line is high, but you know they lack other tactical and technical aspects. We need time to develop.
Before I let you go, two questions. I've noticed this even at FBS, see a couple of foreign players sitting on the bench. Now, the way I look at things, I think if a foreign player is not good enough to be the starting lineup, he should not be in the team books. He should be let go.
No,
I want to know what your take is on about. The second question, where do you want to take FBS as from here?
your first question, yes. I mean, we know the standard of our football. We know the level of our footballers. You know, and when we bring a player who is below the level than what we have, then it doesn't make sense. Then it shouldn't be around. But I would. Why does it happen? You know, I would possibly, not possibly, but then we have to question the recruitment process. You know, how is it possible that we have a substandard foreigner, in our setup? You know, who is not better than the local guys. You know, so before we go foreign, you know, we have to first strengthen our team. You know, with local based players who are better than what we have, and then the ones that are not good enough for African Stars should actually face out. And then we bring the better players locally, and then we strengthen with foreign-based players that should be in the starting lineup on the week in, week out basis. So yeah, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. The way forward, obviously, yeah, that's something that we need to think and talk. I'm actually just busy with my report, you know, and then when that is concluded, then obviously we'll have that meeting and I'll present it to the team and we'll discuss it and take the way forward, obviously from there. But my understanding from where I'm seated now is basically it's clear that we need changes. We need to strengthen the team. You know, in certain moments it's very, very difficult, you know, to look at your bench and say, can I take this risk? And that shouldn't be the case. You should automatically just say, okay, CK, can the direct swap give us a different dimension here in this game? I want this and that from you. That's it. It should not be a case of, okay, now, you know, let me, okay, let's go through it. That's the issues we have at the moment in certain areas on the pitch, so we need to fix that.
Thank you very much, Rooney, and I wish you all the best. And it looks like you're in good space.
No, thank you. No.
That's we've come to the end of this FBS Stars podcast for all of us. Goodbye.
Yay! Done and dusted. Photo.